Welcome back into our lead generation reboot mastermind session. I hope you've enjoyed it up to this point. We spent the first couple weeks talking about our network and how to utilize our network and a database to generate opportunities and conversations. Then we talked about inbound lead generation, things we can be doing to actually attract people into our database, into our network, and then eventually into relationship to do business together. This week, the focus is going to be on outbound lead generation. What are the things we can be doing to actually proactively reach out to people, meet new people, find new opportunities? So to start this week off, I want to talk about a concept that may help you begin to narrow in what you're thinking about doing in terms of outbound activity. And that concept is the heat map. So if you're in real estate, the heat map is a really easy, simple idea. Pull up the MLS, look at all the recently sold activity, and find the areas on the map that have the most dots. Because the goal is you want to find the areas where activity is happening. Activity breeds more activity. And the 10-10-20 rule says that when a house sells, between the 10 to the left, the 10 to the right, and the 20 across the street, one more in that block will sell. So if you have the opportunity to pull open the MLS, check the map, and see where activity is, if you go where activity is, you'll find more activity. Those areas in the map that are blank, that are empty, where nothing's been going on for a while, for 6 months or a year, you may still find activity in there, but you're not going to find as much if you go where the action is. Because what that shows is two things. One, you have property owners in the area that are interested in selling. And two, you got buyers that want to live there because transactions are happening. You have two parties that are interested in those areas. In the other areas, you likely don't have either. Maybe you do have buyers, but you don't know without sellers. But without sellers, the buyers kind of don't matter. So the heat map concept in real estate is very simple. Go to your MLS, pull up all the recently solds, use the map view, and just look at where all the activity is and focus in on that area. If you're in other industries like gyms or photography, look at where your customers have come from traditionally. So, are your customers all local? Are your customers coming from out of the area? Are your customers coming from networking groups? What are the sources they come from? Are they coming through certain referral pipelines? You want to be able to look at your business like we did at the very beginning of week one and figure out where does most of your business come from so you can be focused more on that channel of business, whether that be networking or a certain group or a certain referral source. It's important for you to understand where your business comes from, not just geographically, but also in terms of the source of where it comes from so you can do more in that area. So for today, think about where your business comes from. Think about what that source is and think about the activity you can perform to get more activity from that source. In real estate, pull open the MLS, look where the activity is, and focus in on those areas where things are happening because ultimately activity breeds more activity. I hope that helps you focus in on what you should be doing, but also where you should be doing it. And then as the week goes on, we're going to dive into other sorts of tactics that you can use to actually go and drum up that activity from those areas or those sources. So you can proactively create more business on top of the business you're already getting from your inbound and your database activities. Hope that helps. I'll see you all tomorrow.